Ah, top of the afternoon to you, Friday afternoon at that. And again, have a look here, the Ghosthunters Guide to England, On the Trail of the Paranormal by Rupert Matthews. Chock-a-block with stories, tales of hauntings up and down England. And we're heading towards a very supernatural weekend, and there'll be a lot of ghost programs on over the weekend, and I dare say I shall be having a mooch to see what's to do on the television. And I read on a daily basis anyway, and my library is fairly comprehensive on the subject. And here we've got one at Gloucester City. Let's have a look, and just open the page. There, look, there's part of a wall garden there. Look, see, part of a wall garden, and let's turn the page over. There's another part of a building there to do with the story. Let's have a look, see what it says. The weather's very changeable at the moment. It was thundering down of rain earlier on, and then there was a break in the cloud and the sun came through. You never know what's round the corner in life. Anyway, here we go. Well, at the moment there's a little ghostly tale from Gloucester. In the centre of Gloucester City stands the half-timbered remains of the Blackfriars. Once a priory, this building served as housing and workshops for centuries before being converted into a public hall and venue for the arts. One of the workmen who undertook the renovation saw the notorious Black Monk at close hand. "I saw it a few years back when I was working on the restoration and such," the man remembered. "My mate and I were having a cup of tea before getting on with some relayering some of the stones when we saw this figure walk past us into one of the side rooms. Well, there wasn't meant to be anyone else," just turn the page, "anyone else there, so we went to tell whoever it was to clear out. He had walked into a room with no other exit, but he was gone. There was no one there. There was no way out except the one we could see. What did he look like? Well, I only saw him for a second, but I'd say he was quite short and wore what I thought was a long coat. But I suppose it was a monk's cloak thing, really. But we didn't think it was a ghost, you see. He just looked solid and normal, like someone who had wandered in off the street. It was only after he vanished we thought there might be something odd. According to the count of the haunting that is most widely reported here, the ghost is of a monk dressed in a long black robe and with a hood pulled up over his head." You can imagine that, couldn't you? Especially in those old building surroundings and the ambience there over his head. He is said to kneel in prayer in front of what used to be the high altar, that makes sense, of the priory church there. Having stayed silent and still for some moments, the spectral figure jumps abruptly to his feet and flees the church with his hands clasped to his head. Whoever this phantom monk might be, he is most definitely a member of the Dominican order of friars who built and manned the priory. The Dominicans were founded by St. Dominic in 1239 with the specific aim of preaching Christianity to the poor and underprivileged. Gloucester was one of the first cities in England to become a centre for the Dominicans. Though whether this was a reflection on the city's poverty or need for spiritual guidance is unclear. The friars were given a patch of land and quickly built a church and a series of buildings to act as an administrative centre for their work. There you go. This picture there, that one there, look at the bottom there by my thumb, in there. And the title of that says, what was once the main priory church of Gloucester's Blackfriars was converted into a private house, then a series of tenements before its recent restoration. It is here that the ghostly monk is often seen. So let's have a little close look where the monk is most often seen. So he must have gone into one of the buildings there. Not the clearest of photographs, but you can get the gist of it, can't you? Look at that chimney there, look. The gabled roofs. There, look at him. It's like a beam going across there, across by the chimney. Smashing, nice to see you. Shall have to do another one soon. There's plenty of them in here. Great book, great, but you can't beat it, especially on these blustery days, especially the evenings, settling down with a book and creating a bit of atmosphere on this, especially on this magical weekend. I shall see you later on, and all the best until then. Blessings from England. Bye bye.